Welcome in to the podcast that watched the greatest basketball movie of all time last night, and the other half of the podcast, it's really excited for Christmas. I'm Dominic Clary. Tyler Bridges is my partner here. As always, this is Across the Sports World. We have a fun episode. We're going to talk some college basketball. Jesus.
Whoa, not yet.
No, not quite.
I
We're
mean,
talking
they
some
are in
college.
season. They are
Yeah,
in season.
who cares? We're talking some college football. And what we saw from the first round. We're gonna talk a little. We'll talk about some Christmas
Baseball.
Day basketball. I like to talk about Christmas Day
Okay.
basketball. Then we're talking about some baseball after the winter meetings, and we'll do a little hockey update with Tyler Bridges. All right, I want to start here, Tyler. You ever hear about the movie "The Fish That Fish That Saved Pittsburgh"?
No, I have not heard about this.
Okay, so this is a 1979 film. Now, if you can't tell by the banner behind me, that was the most successful year in Pittsburgh sports history. The Steelers won their fourth Super Bowl, and the Pirates won their last World Series.
79.
Yeah, 79
Okay,
here,
yeah.
and then it's backwards, 79 here. And then all the Penguin success came from the 90s and the 2000s, 2010s. So it's about a team that's really bad. They're down in their luck. They can't get anything. They're all out of luck. And the ball boy for the team, oh God, I cannot remember the kid's name. But he's talking to Julius Erving. He's like, "Man, you guys could turn your luck around." And Julius Erving says, "Man, we're nothing but a bunch of Pisces," which is what they are. And if you're wondering why that's mentioned, this movie's also about astrology. So the kid opens up his book and reads about astrology and learns all about it, and he finds out the entire team is Pisces, and Pisces can't work together. So he goes to a chart reader and says, "I need your help to make this team." And because everyone walked out, they need to rebuild a team from scratch. So they have a a tryout. And remember, it's 1979. So if there's a stereotype, Tyler, that they're going to use, they're going to use it.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a Native American in it that had, the headband on. Every time he scored, he would screech.
What,
It's
like
just,
a...
it was,
Every
yes,
single time
Tyler.
he scored. Yeah, see,
Yes.
that's perfect in the movie. That's
it was
perfect.
just they had there was a magician. He didn't speak. He only did magic tricks. He only
Please
did
tell
magic
me,
tricks.
did he have like a hat on too?
No. They'd be in the locker room. They're like, "Hey, we need you to do this and that," and he would like take an egg out and he would like squeeze it and glitter would come out. It was hilarious. It was really bad. So they have these tryouts, and by the way, I'm not going to use the term that was used in the movie, but there was a guy that was vertically challenged, and they called him something else. He was not. He was just vertically. He was like a 5'8" human being, and his name was Set Shot Bob or something like that. And they beat him up. He looks like Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
You watch the most random movies, I swear.
Dude, my dad was telling me about how his grandma took him to see this, great grandma Clary.
In theaters?
And in theaters in 79 when my dad was 10. And
oh my.
Dude, I couldn't believe it. How do I? Okay. Yeah. This is the poster.
Way.
Yeah, this is the poster of the movie. Yeah, Julius Erving is like, he's the star in the film. James Bond the Third
has 71% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's actually not bad.
No, the Rotten Tomatoes isn't bad. Yeah, Kareem is in it. I don't think there's any big actor names in this other than these. Yeah, it's hilarious. I highly suggest you watch the trailer. It's hilarious.
That is actually wild.
So the best part of the entire film. Yeah, look, that's Dr. J in a Pittsburgh Pisces jerseys. Oh yeah, they changed their colors and everything. So they go from like white and red, and they switch over to
Let me
a
guess.
a
Black and
pink.
yellow.
No,
No.
pink and blue, in a glittery silver, and they in
Yeah.
their court is blue. And it has like fish bubbles on it, and there's like a fish in the middle of the court. And so they where they played, I'll look it up. Where they played was an arena called Mellon Arena, and it was nicknamed the Igloo.
The igloo. That is actually kind of cool.
Well, it made sense because the
Yeah.
Penguins played there. Um, oh, the Civic Arena, formerly the Civic Auditorium, and later Mellon Arena. Okay, I knew it was Mellon Arena. I don't know which one it was later, but here, yeah. So this was Mellon Arena.
Just a
It
big
looks
dome.
insane. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so the movie actually opens it up. Like it
It's like
opens
the
the
bottom
dome
of
up.
like a metal bowl.
Yeah. I actually watched a game here when I was little. Um, but yeah, it looks insane, don't it? Apparently
Yeah.
the roof opens. So
What?
yeah,
No way.
it did that during the so that arena in the background, that's the new arena. Civic
Okay.
Arena no longer is standing, sadly.
Yeah.
We used to make cathedrals. Um yeah, open you gotta be kidding
Yeah.
me.
Open roof. Yeah, right there. 2001. Or some of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Oh yeah, look.
That's insane, Tyler.
That's actually really, really cool.
It
They
doesn't
wanted
look.
to they wanted to get rid of it?
Yeah, I mean it was old, man. It was around in the 70s. You got to get around to.
New times. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though it was designed and engineered as a retractable roofer dome, the opening cost and repairs to the hydraulic jacks halted all four chapters after 95, and the roof stayed permanently closed after '01. I mean, when did it when did it get demolished? Oh,
No, you can click demolition right there. 2012.
when did Led Zeppelin play at the Civic Arena? Yeah, so I just wanted to start with that. I just thought it was something that had to have been shared because I didn't know this movie existed.
Me
I had no
neither.
idea they made a movie about Pittsburgh. Um, having a basketball team. And now, granted, it could have had a little bit more Pittsburgh flavor into it.
Do you think
But
Pittsburgh would ever get a basketball team?
no,
Why not?
I just don't think they
You guys
want
got
one.
everything else.
I don't think they want one. I think this is a three-sport market.
That's fair. You guys really
I
love your
just,
hockey over there, so
yeah, we do. I think it's a three-sport market, and I don't think they're. I think it's gonna be. You're gonna find it people really hard pressed to welcome in a basketball team. And also like you got to remember, Pitt Sports also acts as that fourth team sometimes. Not all the time, but for some people, that's their fourth team. That's what it is for me. Basketball season comes, it's Pitt basketball all the way. So it's a little bit different sport market in Pittsburgh compared to like Cleveland. But like Cleveland, like they don't have a hockey team. They have a basketball team. That's a three
Monsters
sport
is,
market. They're a
whatever.
minor league team, but don't count. Um, we're talking minor league teams here. We'll go all day. So I'm about actual pro sports teams. And yeah. So all right, I want to talk some college football. So Tyler, first
Let's
of all,
get into it.
how'd your betting day go?
Okay, so I did say Notre Dame would win, and they murdered them. The under didn't hit. It was looking good until Indiana had scored 2 touchdowns in garbage time. They were
Until
losing
in
27-3, so let's not get away from the fact that they got absolutely embarrassed. They didn't deserve to be here,
oh stop.
and that you could put like I said, an Alabama team or a South Carolina team in there, and they could have either won or it could have been a really, really better
Yeah.
game.
Win your games. Tyler, win your games. If you want to be an SEC fan and bitch and moan,
I'm not,
win
no, whoa,
your
whoa, whoa.
games. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. Of this entitlement from SEC fans, not even just you. If I have to hear Lane Kiffin talk one more time, I'm going to slam my head off concrete. I'm tired of this. Well, SEC team will compete. Well, don't lose to Vanderbilt. Don't lose to Kentucky. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, oh, we want to beat this. Win your games against your shitty teams, and we'll let you in. Texas got
Who,
lucky; they got in.
who, who lost to Kentucky there between Bama and South Carolina? They didn't lose to Kentucky.
Ole Miss is
Ole
in this
Miss.
conversation too.
Well, Ole Miss lost to Florida. At least South Carolina lost to a ranked LSU, a ranked Bama, and a ranked Ole Miss. Like, at least they lost to three ranked good teams. That's the only thing I could say about them versus Bama and Florida.
Tyler, I hate to
I
break it
mean,
to you.
Bama
A
and Ole
three-loss
Miss.
SEC team does not get in over a two-loss Big Ten team. And if you want to complain
That's
about
fair.
the Big Ten team didn't play anybody, they played their conference. And that's
Yeah,
the
they
second
did.
best conference in college football for some
That
reason.
is
So
true.
that's the argument. Though I will say this, everything after what would be Indiana this year in the rankings of the Big Ten was worse than the ACC. Worse. The ACC always has like these teams that have 8-9 wins that are competitive football teams. They're good teams. They just don't have the talent to be a national contender. The Big Ten doesn't have that. You're either a top dog or you're laying on the
Or
ground
you're not.
lifeless. Yeah, it's
It's
insane.
basically
And
how it
then
goes.
the SEC, everyone's like the same team.
Everyone's pretty close, and yeah, in a way. And
So
and and that's why it's like, okay, if Georgia's going to win the SEC and they're going to be the top dogs, then it's going to be like, dang, they're one of the best teams in the country. Obviously,
listen, why do we love March Madness, Tyler Bridges?
anything could happen.
Okay. So why are we trying? We're trying to implement that here, and everyone wants to take it away before it even happens. I mean, think about it. If SMU wins, how cool would that have been? SMU playing in Happy Valley in December. It's cool, but no,
That's sweet.
I'd rather see South Carolina. No, I wouldn't. South Carolina needs to win their damn games, and then they can be there. But SMU had one conference loss, and that came in the form of a conference championship game. They deserve to be there.
They
What,
did.
because South Carolina didn't play an extra game, they deserve to be there now because SMU lost in a conference championship game against a team that played tough against the Texas team in Clemson? I mean, give me a break. I'm sick of this. I mean, if we're going to have this argument, let's just get rid of everybody and just have an SEC and call it whoever wins that the national championship. Do what Pennsylvania high school football used to do in the 70s and 80s. Whoever came out of Pittsburgh was the state title champ. I just why are we even having games in the regular season if they don't matter? And it's like, oh, well, strength of schedule matters. And I do think we need to implement something so teams like Penn State don't play Bowling Green and freaking Temple every year. And they only play 3 non-conference games because how many conference games they play. So instead of playing a better opponent in non-conference, which they would never schedule, same with Ohio State, same with Indiana, they're playing Temple and whoever else. So it's annoying. And I know they didn't
Well,
play
yeah,
Temple this
well,
year, so hop off. But
all the big teams do that though. So I completely
it's
understand.
annoying, but like it's annoying because then you have like these middling teams like Pitt who start off 7-0. They start off high and they play Cincinnati and West Virginia, who I understand right now aren't powerhouses by any means. And I get that, but they're playing other Power 5 teams from the Big 12, teams that are very comparable to them traditionally, especially West Virginia, who traditionally is very comparable to Pitt. Especially talent-wise, they get the same talent pool. So, like when you start your schedule off with West Virginia and then at Cincinnati, or vice versa, that's how it started. That's a tough schedule for them. But Penn State's not even scheduling that. They're not going against the Kansas. They're not going against the Pitt, who's their rival. They're going against West Virginia, which fine, I can live with that. But then they play Bowling Green, who gave them a run for their money, and Kent State,
Yeah.
and it's like, what are we doing? There has to be a rating system of each team from the season before, and these teams need to fall into the system. And in your non-conference, if you have 3, you have to schedule teams within these ratings. One-star team, and then you have to schedule a 3-star team and a anything below a 4. So, like something. It has to be a system
Yeah.
where teams fall in tiers, because what we're doing right now with strength of schedule isn't working, because you have the SEC saying, well, Arkansas would win the ACC, which, by the way, is not true. And then it's like, it's stupid. And it's like, well, Vanderbilt was actually a good team, and we beat Vanderbilt at home. So it's BS. It's because now the SEC is just screaming to their dad, ESPN, for help.
Yeah. I mean,
All right.
you're not. I mean,
I understand your
you can't.
SEC bias.
No. I'm. Don't get me wrong. I'm picking OSU to win my national championship. Like I have a bet for OSU to win the national championship. I think they're about to go on the most legendary run, and then they're gonna have to keep Ryan Day, and then he's gonna lose again next year to Michigan. But besides the fact, so Notre Dame won. I said I said Notre Dame would win. Penn State, we both said they would win easy, right? Or did
Yeah, we both said they would. Well, I did say I thought SMU would compete a little bit more than they did, but that's a hard place to play, man.
No, it's a whiteout in Penn State and a must win. Like obviously it's a playoff game. It's obviously win or go home. So you have that. And honestly, it wasn't even close. It was 28-0 at halftime, and Penn State was up by 2 pick sixes and turnovers. So did Penn State's defense looked amazing. But then their offense couldn't run their normal stuff, I guess, because they had such a big lead the whole time. So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see, because we saw what Penn State could do in the Big Ten title game against Oregon, but they handled business against SMU. I think that was a gimme. I think Texas was a gimme at home too. We said that, and then OSU came out and they honestly impressed me. Like I did not know what to expect from OSU. I was either thinking, okay, they're either going to drop 40 and they're going to embarrass Tennessee, and they're going to be impressive, and they're going to come out like looking like the national championship like finalist or winner, or we're going to get OSU versus Michigan. OSU versus Michigan, OSU, where their offense is nothing, their defense keeps them close, and this is going to be like a low-scoring defensive battle. But we got the impressive OSU, who killed Tennessee, who's an SEC team.
Yeah,
mind you not.
Lane Kiffin had nothing to say about that. Huh?
Nothing. Zero. Yeah, nothing to say about that. I mean, moving on here, who do we got? We got Oregon, OSU. Best game, Rose Bowl, gonna be huge. Honestly, whoever wins this, I think, is winning the national championship.
Yeah, Oregon. You think the winner of the Rose Bowl is their national championship winner?
100%.
Yeah. I will say I do like. So I'm gonna be real with you. I couldn't care less about really any of these bowl game locations. Like the Cotton Bowl, yeah, Orange Bowl, maybe at one time when the Orange Bowl was still standing. But the Rose Bowl is so cool. It's such a cool stadium.
It's awesome.
It's in such a weird spot too. Tyler, it is literally in the middle of a park.
Yeah, no, it's going to be awesome. Like that game is going to be the best game of the year, in my opinion. Because I'm telling you right now, Texas versus Arizona State is just gonna hope that their offense shows up and they ball out that day. It's not more about their defense showing up. It's going to be more of their offense, and if they can keep up with Texas.
Can we pick that game?
Texas.
Can we pick Texas? I'm gonna go with Arizona State.
I like it.
I think Arizona State has been feisty. They have a young coach. They have a team that's eager. They think they belong, right? Everyone thinks they don't belong. They belong. They're 2 years in this rebuild now, and look where they are. This team knows that they belong in this contention here. I think that they could prove it. I am really excited about this team. They have a running back that is aggressive, man. And I think that they could beat Texas. I don't think Quinn Ewers is as good as advertised. I think Arizona State, again, they have to play pretty much their best game all year, but I think they can beat Texas. I'm going to go with Arizona State.
And here's the thing. Clemson looked pretty good against Texas at the beginning of the game. They looked like they were going to be in this game, that this was going to be punches thrown back and forth, but then Texas ran away with it. Everybody, when it was the Big 12 championship game between Arizona State and Iowa State, everybody thought that it was going to be a close game. Iowa State might win barely. Arizona State might win barely. Arizona State blew them out of the water. So, in my opinion, they're not a team that should be underestimated. And I do like your pick. I just think Texas just squeaks by. I just think the quality is just a little bit better on their end.
Oh, for sure. But I just think that Arizona State, they have something, man. It's something I really like. And I also like a good underdog.
Yeah.
All right, Ohio State and Oregon. I'm
picking Ohio State. Ohio State, I don't think they're going to lose to Oregon twice in the same season. They lost by 1 away and at Oregon. I think on a neutral field now, Ohio State has their confidence back. I think they have momentum. I think Oregon has taken care of business and they've beaten all these great teams. They clearly, to me, are the best team in the country. I mean, they beat Ohio State, they beat Penn State, you name it, they beat whoever. But I'm going to take Ohio State. I think they have their confidence back. I think they have their momentum. They're not going to lose to the same team twice in the same season. I think this is Ohio State's year.
Yeah, I'm opposite with you on this again. I think Oregon, they beat Ohio State. I think Oregon, Dan Lanning's a good coach. They're going to expose the injuries on Ohio State's offensive line, something that Tennessee could not do. I think that Oregon is in that backfield all day, and Howard is throwing off his back foot. And when you throw off your back foot, you're throwing it typically to the wrong team because those puppies are floaters. I think Oregon's going to win this game. I don't think it's going to be close, but I do think Oregon, they're going to take the cake here, and that they're going to, in my book, meet Arizona State in the Cotton Bowl or Texas in your book. But yeah, I like Oregon a lot here. I don't have an Ohio State bias, so I'm gonna stick with Oregon.
Yeah, no, I'm not. The only other thing I will say about the OSU Oregon game that I think that can be stated differently from the Penn State Oregon game is Ohio State's defense is the best in the country. And obviously, I think that's going to be a bigger factor this time around than I think when it was 33-32 and versus when Penn State played Oregon, because Oregon dropped 45 on Penn State and Penn State doesn't have the level of defense that Ohio State has. It's close, but not there.
All right, let's talk about Penn State and Boise State. Penn State's going to beat Boise State, but I think Boise State's going to be... They're going to be shocking for a lot of people. People are going to be shocked to see how good this Boise State team actually is. But I think Penn State's talent will be a little overwhelming for Boise State down the stretch.
We're opposite again, Dom.
Yeah,
I Boise State winning this one. I don't trust Penn State. I knew that they would blow out SMU at home. I said just because they were at home that they were going to win. I'm telling you right now, SMU plays Penn State on a neutral field. I think it's completely different because I think that whiteout, I think that environment really gave Penn State the edge. Take that away this time, playing against a guy that should have won the Heisman, in my opinion, who's probably going to be a little pissed off, who's carrying this team quite literally. And I don't think Penn State's going to have an answer for him. And if they do, it all depends on how Boise State's quarterback's going to play. And I think that they're preparing for that. And they've had a lot of time to prepare for Penn State. And I think they're going to step up in the moment. And Ashton Genty is going to run all over Penn State this time.
Opposite again. Let's see if this is a game where we're on the same side, and I have a feeling we're not. So you go first, Tyler, on Georgia and Notre Dame.
Well, Carson Beck is out for Georgia. I think that plays a big difference in this game. Can we trust Riley Leonard and Notre Dame? They took care of what I thought was the weakest team in this whole bracket, Indiana, playing the top dog in the SEC. Backup quarterback's going to have time. Notre Dame. I don't know. I've been going really back and forth on this for a while. I don't have an answer right now.
All right. Well, I have Notre Dame winning.
Okay.
I think Marcus Freeman gets his biggest win.
His signature win?
His signature win. I feel like Notre Dame, they're going to be So I'm going to say dominant, but they're not going to blow them out. I think this is going to be a game where it's like, oh, they only won by a touchdown, a field goal, but they kind of controlled the pace of the game the entire way. I feel like that's what we're going to have here. I think Georgia, they have a good roster, of course. It's probably one of the more talented rosters in college football. But even with Carson Beck, I think that Notre Dame actually beats them.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Carson Beck's out. I think that just plays the biggest difference because I mean their backup quarterback did come in into the second half, and obviously he got the win, but he did make those mistakes, like that late game pick that Texas got a field goal off to send them to overtime, and then obviously Georgia got the ball back and he made that big run to set them up. But I definitely think that there are mistakes that will be made by this quarterback. And I feel like Riley Leonard and Notre Dame, I feel like they're just in sync right now. I think they got it rolling. I think after that NIU loss, they kind of were like, all right, we have to lock in. And honestly, I'm going to agree with you on this one. Look at the Irish. I'm going to go Notre Dame as well. The more I think about it, I think I'm gonna go with the team that's been playing well, where there's been no question marks, no nothing since that NIU loss. I'm going to go Notre Dame.
Yeah, thank you for joining me on this. I'm happy you're on
Because
the smart side
because
of things.
we're gonna write this SEC narrative now that okay, Georgia's playing a big team and then they're gonna lose and then there's nothing that could be said because it's like, oh, now the SEC champion's out. I think this is just gonna start piling up.
All right, want to move over to some baseball, and then we'll get into wrapping this thing up.
Yeah, that sounds great with me.
All right, so we obviously know everything the Yankees have been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just paying a bunch of washed people. Not too worried about that. A team I do want to talk about, and of course it is my favorite team, but a team I do want to talk about is I want to talk about the Boston Red Sox and all the moves that they have made. I'm going to show you here a screen from Fangraphs, and there's a lot going on this screen, a lot. But I want to look here in the left here for the pitchers. So you might not even know who some of these pitchers are, Tyler Bridges, but let me teach you something. Garrett Crochet is going to be their ace for this year. He's a left-handed pitcher. Someone just threw something in the basement and it scared me. He is going to be their ace, Garrett Crochet. He is a young stud. He had his breakout season, I believe, a year ago, and they believe that he still has 4 years of control. This rotation isn't bad, Tyler. Tanner Houck, he was their ace just a season ago, a surprising ace.
Mm-hmm.
They are expecting big things from him. Brian Bayo is their young
Brian
arm.
Bayo's been there, yeah.
Yeah. How many years of service time does he have? He only has 2 years of service time,
Yeah.
so he still has 4 to go.
I remember him from fantasy baseball.
Yeah.
When
Cutter
played.
Crawford. Cutter Crawford will bounce from being a starter to not being a starter. Lucas Giolito will probably fit into that 3 role somewhere. And then Walker Buehler is a pitcher from LA that they just signed. And I think it's a good move. I think the problem is that we see here is right now we're looking at the bullpen. And then what is this? Okay. I think these are extra pitchers here. Oh, these are injured pitchers here. There's some guys to talk about. Patrick Sandoval is a guy. Is a guy they just signed. We'll see kind of what happens with him.
He
only
came
4
from
years of service time.
Houston? Oh, I thought he was on the Angels. Patrick Sandoval.
Yeah, it says Angels here. Garrett Whitlock was a Rule 5 guy who's been good for him, had elbow surgery, but expect him to be that kind of a long reliever. He's going to get him out of some jams. They really like Whitlock. The fans like Whitlock, but he cannot be a starter. He has to fit in your bullpen. Lucas Giolito is going to be your starter as well, and Sandoval is going to be like Cutter Crawford, where he's going to bounce in between the rotation and the bullpen. I really don't know what to expect from Sandoval. I'm not sure where he's going to start the year at 28 years old, but we'll see. And then Giolito is a huge question mark. Again, he was out the entire year after signing him. But this bullpen, there's a lot of questions about this
Oh, you
bullpen.
got Chapman.
Yeah, they just signed Chapman. He'll kind of be their setup man for Liam
Mm-hmm.
Hendricks, who is going to be their closer. Josh Winkowski, I know that I've heard some rumblings about people wanting to get traded, but I don't know how true that's going to be. Josh Winkowski, Jesus criminy, Winkowski, wow. If uh, if he can go back to how he was playing 2 years ago, we can see a guy that can really be a force in that bullpen, and even at times come in to start if they need him, because injuries are going to happen to this rotation. But like, and again, you may not know, but this starting lineup is a really good starting lineup,
Well,
Tyler.
Duran to lead it off is obviously,
Yeah,
and
Jalen
then
Duran is good. Rafi Devers is your star. That kid's a stud, man.
obviously
Yeah,
second best third baseman in the league.
yeah. Fielding wise, he's probably
No,
gonna get moved,
second best
but
third baseman in the league.
batting wise, he's really good.
No,
Tristan
he's really
Cassis,
good.
I'm sick of people wanting to trade Cassis. I need him to have a good year so he can prove that he's a stud. I'm getting sick of this Trevor Story guy, but
Who
if he can
is?
be,
He
God,
keeps getting hurt.
dude, he's
He's
exhausting. Um, I'd like to see something from him, man. Um,
a healthy season is a good start.
yeah, they have Massa here at DH. Their DH situation isn't great.
Willie
Um,
Abreu,
yeah.
Connor
Oh,
Wong. Okay, I've had this long outstanding thing because I went to a game where Boston came to town to play the Guards, and I saw the name Connor Wong. Okay, is he adopted or is he obviously
of Asian
um
descent.
Asian descent? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'd assume he's Asian descent if his last name's
I'm
Wong.
looking this up. Well, that's why I asked. Like, is his name Connor, and did he just get adopted? And he took the last name. It says
This
nationality, he's American, and he's from Houston, Texas.
maybe his dad is Asian.
Maybe. Oh wait, his name's Connor Sun Han Wong. Connor Sun Han Wong.
I think that answers your question, man.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm like looking. I'm so interested. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Continue on. Sorry.
No, you're okay. David Hamilton had some issues at shortstop this past year. He won't have to do that. They have he'll be at second, and then Rafaela. He is a fielding stud. He can play pretty much anywhere in the outfield and the infield. So expect him to play. They say he's at center, but don't be shocked if he ends up playing at shortstop from time to time. With Wilger Abreu, yes, it's Wilger, not Willier. Don't ask me why. With Wilger,
I just say
they've
Willie
yeah, with
Abreu.
Willie, yeah. So we'll see what happens with him at right field. They're going to clear some space, and here I'll tell you why. They have prospects that are really good. Roman Anthony, they have him as their number 2 guy here, but he's pretty much their number 1 guy. Expect Roman Anthony and then Kristen Campbell to both be potentially called up this year. It says 2026 for both of them, but I think both of them will start up. Kristen Campbell might even end up being a guy that comes up day 1. I don't know how true that will be, but there is some optimism that might be the case if he has a good spring training. But yeah, it's
And
it's
there's
pretty
Tyler
much what I.
O'Neill. I know that name.
Tyler O'Neill. Yeah, you do
Hmm.
know that name. Look at you.
All the Tylers know each other.
What do you? Yeah, they do. What as a Gardos fan, Tyler, what do you think about that Josh Naylor trade?
I think you got I understand if you wanted to trade him. Completely get it. It sucks because I did not want to see Josh Naylor go. But I do understand why people wanted him to get traded and why we were trying to trade him. But what we got from him, just no. No. No, no, no. It makes no sense. It makes zero sense. I don't like the trade at all. The Diamondbacks could throw him at DH, and if all he has to do is hitting, they're gonna make the playoffs. He's gonna be fine. And it was so sweet to see Josh and Bo Naylor, the brothers, and all that kind of stuff too, and all the electric moments Josh had for us. And he was playing at an all-star level for a little bit, but obviously when the playoffs came around, he got kind of dry. He didn't really show up. It felt more like John Kenzie Noel, David Fry, and Lane Thomas, and Andres Jimenez on defense. Like they all had their spectacular things. Quan had all these like 11 straight games hits that you got to hit in. Like all this is like good stuff from players, and then you don't hear anything about Josh Naylor. So I definitely get why we traded him. I do like the Andres Jimenez trade because you can't overpay for a Golden Glover who can't hit.
Who, when they gave him that contract, they thought he could hit.
Yeah, they thought he could hit, and then we realized, oh shoot, it's another Miles Straw. We gotta get rid of him.
He wasn't that bad hitting.
He wasn't as bad as Miles Straw.
Miles Straw was batting like $150.
Yeah, Andres was not.
Jimenez was at least hitting in the mid 200s.
No, he was not hitting in the mid 200s.
Yeah, he was.
No way.
He was batting Andres, like 250.
Jimenez. And then batting. No, not Ford. That's not Andres. Wait. It says .261.
That can't be true.
No. Oh, wait. No. .252 this year and .251 last year. Oh, see? You were right. Look at that.
Yeah. Jeez. 1.2 would have had him as one of the worst hitters of all time.
No, it said .251. 0.251. But I do like that trade because you get to clear cap space where you could now extend Stephen Kwan. You could throw Cade Smith a little something. You know, you have obviously we decided Josh Naylor didn't deserve an extension of that contract that was looming and coming up. So that's why we got rid of him. And we had to get rid of Andres, who was just getting paid way too much, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, best defensive second baseman in the league. But can he hit? No. So you have to get rid of him for that much money. If we were paying him less, I think we would have kept him. Because I honestly think it wasn't about the way he was playing. I think it was the way he was playing for the amount of money we were giving him. So it's got to balance out somewhere. And it just wasn't. So this just opened up Cade Smith and Stephen Kwan to go get a bag. And if we trade Lane Thomas, I'm going to be actually like really, really mad.
Oh, you'd be mad trading away a mediocre player?
He showed up in the playoffs, and since he's got here, he's been hitting and playing well. I don't
Steve Pearce won MVP of the World Series in 2018. You know who that is? No. It doesn't matter. Random players show up in the playoffs. You don't give them contracts for it. They're just actually doing their job for the first darn time.
Okay, so we got Lane Thomas. Why aren't we going to give him a chance throughout a season?
Give him a chance, but I would look to trade him.
Because if we're going to put Will Brennan out there or Tyler Freeman, get out of here. Put Lane in center and put John Kenzie Noel in right field. And now this opens up Kyle Manzardo to go to first base. Because we saw good things from Kyle Manzardo where they're like, okay, he's ready to have a full season. We got to get rid of Josh.
Yeah, getting Manzardo where you can have him be your everyday first baseman, and then you can put Carlos Santana as a matchup designated hitter. He won't play every day. Is he left-handed? So have him as a right-handed, a righty on lefty matchup DH hitter. I think it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, and then you also have David Fry too.
That's right.
David Fry could play catcher, first base, or DH. I would prefer to start him at catcher, to be honest with you. Everyone's like, Bo Naylor is ready. I don't think Bo Naylor is. I think we gave him so much hype just because of the name. Like, okay, Josh Naylor's been awesome.
Because he was raking in the minors.
He was raking. I just don't think but I definitely think he just got so much hype just because Josh Naylor was his brother was such a bigger name, and everybody
Yeah.
wanted the brothers to play together and all that kind of stuff. I do like our focus of, okay, let's get our pitching back, because I think that was the biggest issue in the playoffs,
Yeah. I mean,
was our
getting Shane
pitching.
Bieber back is nice.
Well, it's also Shane turned out more money because he wanted to stay here.
Yeah, I think a big reason for that is him and his wife just opened up a bunch of restaurants and stuff in Cleveland. So I think they really want to put roots down here in
Stay.
Cleveland.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he wants to stay. And I think it was like, what, 3 games that he started last year? He was amazing before he got hurt.
Yeah.
So hopefully he could stay healthy. So you got him, you got Tanner, you got Gavin Williams. You got rid of Cobb and Boyd, but now you just got Ortiz from the Pirates, and you just got this other pitcher. Your bullpen's still going to be solid. You still got Class A. You still have all these options. I think the main thing is can we extend Quan and Cade Smith, and can we bring in maybe a big hit? We have all these amazing prospects. Can we please trade some for a big, big name?
Yeah.
Make a big splash. That's all I'm hoping for. It's what every Cleveland fan wants. Jose needs somebody else.
Yeah. You need another bat there. All right, Tyler. You ready to be done? I have to make Zeppeli with my family.
Mmm.
You have no idea what
Delicioso.
that is.
No, I don't. Is that Italian?
It's dough, and you put cheese in it, and you fry it.
Is that not just mozzarella sticks? But like in a ball
No,
version?
no, no. I mean, not really, because you can put other stuff in it.
Because you just said it's a ball of dough that you fry and you put
With
cheese in it.
Yeah, but there's
So it's
not that
basically
much
like
cheese in it.
mozzarella
It's just a
sticks.
little bit of cheese in there. There's also some with like pepperoni in there. We also have some that have anchovies.
Ew. Who likes
Don't,
anchovies?
don't. We don't know why we do it. We don't know why we do it. Nona says we put anchovies in
No.
the Zeppeli. We put the anchovies in the Zeppeli. I don't know why. Okay, no one eats them but her. But when Nona says you put anchovies in Zeppeli, you put the anchovies in Zeppeli.
Okay, the only thing I ask, bring me back a piece so I could try.
Zeppeli? I mean, it won't be as good, but I can bring them back.
Well, I still want to try it.
All right.
Bring me back a piece and I'll try a piece and I'll eat it on here and I'll give a live reaction.
It's going to be bad by then.
Well, you better keep, and then I'll microwave it or something. I don't know.
Be like a week old.
Oh, you're staying there oh, okay. Never mind then.
We're not making them every day. All right. You have any big Christmas plans, Tyler?
Church later today and then Christmas party tomorrow.
Yeah, we have a Christmas party with my dad's side of but I make it sound like my parents are divorced.
Mine
We
are.
yeah, yours are. Mine are not. We celebrate with my dad's side. With Grandma Clary and his my uncle and his family, and I get to see my little cousin Jax, my cousin's kid, and
Dom, can you move a little bit to your left? The Dom behind you just has an eye staring at me. It's kind of creeping me out. Oh, yeah. Because you were like right here, and I just see your eye just right here, just
yeah,
lurking.
you can just see his hair.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I also have a large like high school senior poster as well.
We
Like I'm
all
just
do.
staring at. Yeah, dude, it's huge. I also have there's a Pac-Man machine down here. There's like a kitchen. Dude, my parents went all out on this basement that they don't use. So weird. Um, but yeah, we'll see them, and then we'll come back, and then my mom's family, they'll already be hanging out here with my Nona, and we open up gifts late at night on Christmas Eve, and then
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, and then Christmas morning, just me and my family, and then we have the Spataforas over, and then we have our second cousins come over later in the day, and we get drunk with them.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Christmas Eve, I'd say is my favorite. But Christmas not too shabby. So pretty excited about these next 2 days, Tyler Bridges.
Oh yeah, same here. Gonna FaceTime my mother today. Gonna have to Yeah,
Te-
and then
Tell her I said Merry Christmas. She doesn't know
oh,
who
I
I am,
will.
but tell her I
No, she
said Merry
does.
Christmas.
She
Does
watches.
she?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does she? Oh,
Yeah, because when I went out there last January, when I was there for like a month, I was recording in like the office room, whatever, on like her huge like MacBook computer
oh,
thing
I
where I was
remember.
standing up.
Her
Yeah,
standing desk. Yeah, that was funny.
yeah, and
You said January. That was like June or July.
oh no, I go there all the time. So it was like
Yeah, I
January,
know.
April, and then July, and then I was back out there. I haven't been back out there since July.
Well, hi, Tyler's mom.
Yeah, I'll tell her that you say hi, and she'll probably watch
Yeah.
this and know
Yeah.
anyway.
Um. All right, Tyler. Well, you have a Merry Christmas, and
You as well.
to those that are watching, you have a Merry Christmas, or just Happy Holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas or whatever religious uh, entity that you worship. Happy holidays, and I hope you have a good one. Hope everyone's families are healthy and safe, and that you're able to cherish your loved ones. Because I had a tough past year with losing family members, so this is gonna be a tough Christmas for my family. I know a lot of other families, especially around me, who have experienced some loss as well, and it's tough.
Yeah,
So make sure that you cherish the young, your loved ones, and when life takes away, it also gives too. I have a bunch of young children in our family that we welcomed in this past year, so excited about that as well. I made it a little emotional, and I'm sorry about that. But happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everyone that celebrates. Stay safe and enjoy the times with your loved ones. Tyler, I'll probably see you Monday.
yeah. I'll probably see you
Probably
Monday
see you
for
Monday.
sure.
All right.
Wait,
Next week,
wait, wait.
same bat. Oh
Unless it's New Year's Eve. No,
no, New
that
Year's Eve is Tuesday.
Tuesday. All right, all right.
All right. Well, see you next week. Probably same bat time, same bat channel.
Hell yeah. I'll